Do you hate yourself? Do you want to go through an existential nightmare of hating yourself and living in a constant anxiety of going through school? Welcome to Bully Scholarship Edition, a psychological horror sandbox game where you play as a 15-year-old and you're sent to a school. Everybody in the school hates your guts and wants to kick your shit in, and every teacher is an incompetent autistic chimpanzee. So that is like any school in Bihar. The story goes your newly married mother drops you off at a school, which is apparently the only school in the country which would take you in because of your troublesome past. And you immediately make enemies with the entire school just because you're the new kid. Just like real life. After that, some bullshit happens, and you have to do several Scooby Doo fetch quests for people. There is not much to say about it because there isn't much of it, anyways. And the game is entirely self aware of that, and it never takes itself too seriously, but never is so unrealistic that it breaks your disbelief that it is based entirely around a teenage tough guy who could not take his fucking ADD medications on time. But I digress. You play this game for the missions it sends you on. They are these fun little Scooby Doo missions where you beat up people and then help set people reach their goals. Every character in this game is batshit fucking insane, so it's very much like real life. The main character, Jimmy Hopkins, is the game equivalent of Tyler 1, to say the least. There are 6 major groups in the game. The bullies. Each of them have an IQ of a singular potato. The nerds. They are the game equivalent of a Rick and Morty fan. The preps, who are thoroughly inbred. That's the fucking lore. The greasers. They are people who listen to the Strokes. The jocks. The physical representation of chads whose sole purpose is to make your life hell because you're a bloody manlet. And the townies. The representation of people in Israel. Gameplay. Playing this game is an exercise in pressing the shift key repeatedly and beating your friends within an inch of their life and showing them who the toughest guy around the town is. Many people say it is GTA, but in school. I say those people are absolutely retarded and completely wrong. It plays absolutely nothing like a GTA game. It is more akin to a Yakuza game than a GTA game. Hell, it even has the clock features from the Shenmue games. And some missions can only be done after a specific time of the day, and some missions get locked if it's too late in the night. You can even pass out completely if you stay up later than 2 a.m. and wake up the next day without your fucking shoes. So you don't go unmolested even if you are an underaged sleeping in the middle of the road. Or, as a popular conspiracy theory goes, that you're a fucking werewolf. Don't ask me to cite that because my entire source is that a friend told me back in school. So you have to trust me on that. I have spent several hours of my life in this game completely breaking the AI. I go up to a police officer with my cycle and punch him in his face. This immediately makes him angry, and he, using his hive mind connected to every other police officer, alerts them in a small 10-mile radius, and they immediately start running after you. And I immediately beeline it to the school grounds, and a police officer that spawns with a motorcycle follows me into the school grounds. And then I ride this cycle in a complete circle in front of him, and I do that until he inevitably forgets about my crimes. And I inevitably go up to him and punch him in the face again. I find it very entertaining. The music in this game is fucking great. I love grooving to it. Every mission has its own soundtrack, each of which is very nice.
That's the little inbred that split my lip. Get him! Got him! That'll hurt him. Yeah!
You do not have much to say about it other than go and listen to it. The sound design, on the other hand, I love it for different reasons. The walking sound is very compressed, and every time you walk, especially when on snow or on sand, it makes that joke bass boosted sound, and I find that very funny. Otherwise, the sound design is crisp and punchy. Attacks sound fulfilling and makes me want to commit more horrendous crimes. The only thing worth mentioning is in the final mission, the mixing is absolute horse shit.
What were you thinking?
You don't see it. Gary's got a plan. Great plan.
You idiot! Gary's plans are a load of crap. I should know.
You don't get it. Wait, it's not the world. Nothing can stop us.
Whatever. I'm gonna stop you both.
The music is too loud and you can't hear the dialogue between Jimmy and the other faction leaders. The boss fights are nothing to write home about, and the last boss fight with Gary is absolute dog shit. Most of the boss fights are very gimmicky and is only worth it for the character development. Oh yeah, I completely forgot that this game is set in a high school, so you have to attend classes.
All right, you're getting somewhere now.
Each of which is a mini game. Some are nice and others, well, they're shit. Doing these classes gives you some kind of an in-game boost. Like chemistry classes gives you a bomb and chemical weapons. This game is a gem of a game and absolutely one of my favorite games from my childhood. I give this game a very good out of. I pirated it for the first time when I played it back in 2010 and I installed various malware into my PC by mistake. Play the game or give it a try for free. You won't regret it.